The Google Pixel. It's one of the hottest phones in the world right now, and for all the right reasons. It's the first phone made completely by Google. It is touted to have the best smartphone camera in the world, and then there's stuff like Google Assistant and much more which is grabbing the news. But the cold truth and the hard to digest fact is that it's too damn expensive. If you're willing to spend that kind of money, you're probably torn between whether to buy the Pixel or go for the more feature-rich Galaxy S7 Edge, the iPhone 7 Plus, or any other expensive phone for that matter. Through the course of this review, I hope to solve your little crisis. I'm Sohil Nikam, you're watching the TechShout channel on YouTube, and this is a review of the Google Pixel XL. The front of the Pixel XL is bland. I mean honestly, it does not look like a premium phone at all. Unless of course, you turn on its 5.5-inch Quad HD AMOLED display. On top of this panel is an 8 megapixel front facing camera. And at the bottom there's nothing. This entire area is there. There are no capacitive keys, no fingerprint scanner, just empty space. I don't know why Google has chosen to elongate the device so much. More than anything, it increases the size of the phone for no good reason. The Pixel XL's side surfaces on the other hand are a different story. They are the ones that give it a premium vibe. It's not the thinnest of phones, but I don't mind as long as I'm getting a 3450 mAh battery. The back of the device is unique. The presence of glass and aluminium give it a peculiar appearance. In a crowd of other phones, your Pixel will be able to stand out very easily due to this. The glass portion houses the fingerprint scanner, above which is the camera apparatus. The Google logo at the bottom doesn't really stand out, which is why I tried to customize my device to my liking by making a few stickers, but they didn't really work out that well. Do you also wish Google should have gone for the colored Pixel branding? Let us know in this poll. On the top of the device is a headphone jack. And on the bottom is a speaker and a USB Type-C port. It's worth noting that along with the Pixel, you get a number of different accessories. First, there's a charging brick and a Type-C to Type-C cable for charging. Then there's a Type-C to Type-A cable for PC connections. You also get a Type-C to Type-A adapter, which is basically Google firing a shot at Apple, as it's something meant for people who want to easily switch from an iPhone to a Pixel by seamlessly copying their contacts, messages, photos, and more to the new device. But of course, it works with other Android devices as well. The Pixel XL goes easy on your palms due to its curved side surfaces. Its 168 gram weight too isn't a bother, but it's just the extra portion at the bottom that makes the device feel unwieldy. If you buy the smaller Pixel, you get a 5-inch 1080p AMOLED display, but if you go for the XL model, you get a 5.5-inch Quad HD AMOLED display. It's an extremely rich panel with sharp and accurately colored visuals. Watching movies and videos is quite an experience on the Pixel, and it's considerably bright for outdoor use too. Moreover, being an AMOLED display, it is able to support Google's ambient display offerings without affecting the battery life. Coming to the Pixel speakers, they are average. They are not quite able to provide the rich and controlled sound which other premium devices do. These speakers are good with vocals, but they do falter a bit when there are too many highs and lows in the music at the same time. However, for someone who is not an absolute music connoisseur, they'll do just fine. Do note that they're quite loud for when you want to watch videos in noisy environments. A word should also go out for the awesome headphones provided by Google in the box. It goes without saying that the headphone audio is top class. This is Android 7.1 Nougat running with sort of a Pixel exclusive skin, which is why the software will seem new even to stock Android fans. The main difference is the Pixel launcher, which tries to make the interface more minimalistic. The icons are circular now. You have to swipe up to access your app menu. There's a permanent clock at the top that doesn't move. And the Google search bar is now just a small tab which you pull out or just tap on to access. All this didn't take much time for me to get used to, and I did find that the new interface is much more streamlined and swift to interact with. Also, if you're acquainted with the iPhone's 3D touch functionality, you'll find something similar here. These are app shortcuts you can access by long pressing on certain apps, but they don't give you the 3D touch like haptic feedback of course. With Android 7.1 Nougat, Google has finally decided to integrate gestures with stock Android. Swiping down on the fingerprint scanner brings down the notification shade. Double twisting while in the camera app flips the camera. And double pressing the power button launches the camera right away. I found all of these to be very intuitive and useful. With Pixel phones, you also get unlimited full resolution storage on Google Photos. This is not a big deal for photographs since everyone in the world gets to upload full resolution images as long as they are 16 megapixels in size. However, it's a big deal for videos since you'll be able to back them up in 4K resolution rather than 1080p, which is the standard Google Photos limit. And did I mention Google Assistant? No? Well, then I should, because it's one of the defining features of Pixel phones. Google Assistant is a great exclusive feature for Pixel owners. Less because it's useful and more because it's so fun to chat with. It plays games with you, it can tell you jokes every day, and it can even show you facts every day if you instruct it to do that. More importantly, Google Assistant can answer your questions, and the best part is it can retain the context for further questions. For instance, okay Google, how tall is Mount Everest?
Mount Everest is 8,848 meters tall.
What country is it located in?
Nepal.
But the deal here is Google has ended up fragmenting Assistant too much. Firstly, most of the stuff that Assistant can do was already available on Google now. Secondly, despite the Assistant's home button trigger being a Pixel exclusive, practically every Android phone user can access it through the Google Allo app. Anyway, the nougat version of Android has several other nifty additions like multi-window, a night mode, rich notifications, and an excellent and diverse wallpaper collection. The software experience on the Pixel is top notch, and need I say it, is the best phone to experience Android on. The 12.3 megapixel camera on the back of the Pixel XL is just mind blowing. It's unbelievable how good it is at times. The kind of image quality that's on offer here is unlike anything I've ever seen before. More than anything, this camera excels in recognizing light sources. No matter how small the source is, the Pixel's camera will add its glow to your photographs, as is evident from this image, and this makes the images extremely attractive to look at. Another attribute worth highlighting is the lightning fast shutter speed. This makes indoor and low light images tremendously sharp and detailed. The only compromise that this phone makes for low light shots is noise, which I won't consider a weakness since the images are so well lit and detailed. The Pixel's camera has a massive dynamic range, which makes landscape shots almost look like they've been clicked with a DSLR. Selfies clicked from the 8 megapixel front facing camera of the Pixel XL are equally awesome. As long as your hands aren't shaking, you will get clear detailed selfies that are also very color accurate. As for videos, they are highlighted by the stellar electronic stabilization feature that the phone makes use of with the help of its gyroscope. This system takes the shakes away completely. You get smooth and steady clips that look like they've been captured from a Steadicam rig. If that wasn't enough, the video quality is as good as the image quality. With such an excellent camera on board the Pixel XL, it hurts to see that there is no manual mode in the camera app. All you get is a white balance selector and Google's awesome HDR options. Also, slow motion videos can go up to 240 FPS if you're willing to compromise the resolution. The Pixel's photos go toe to toe with those from the iPhone 7. I had to peer very closely to notice the difference. I did find that the Pixel was slightly more aggressive with its saturation, but it was leading in the detailing department. Despite the high resolution of the OnePlus 3's camera, the Pixel shooter was able to offer more detailing. But surprisingly, the overall image quality of both the phones was strikingly similar. I also compared the Pixel with the Galaxy S7 Edge and found that the awesome dynamic range of Google's phone was the only major winning factor for it against Samsung's handset. Just look at how well the sky is exposed on Pixel's image. But that turns out to be its only advantage over the S7 Edge. Of course, these are very shallow comparisons, but do let us know in the comment section if you want to see more detailed comparisons of the Pixel's camera. Since many years now, photographers from all over the world have been using the latest iPhones as their go-to secondary cameras. I think the Pixel is a worthy enough replacement for such people. Fast and furious is the only way to describe the Pixel's performance. With its Snapdragon 821 processor and 4GB of RAM, it manages blazing fast operations and renders a truly satisfying experience. Just look at how fast the apps open without dropping any frames, and no doubt hence that gaming is going to be a breeze on this device. The most demanding of games were quick to load and ran smoothly all the time, but not everything is peachy here. I did have a few instances wherein this top portion got heated during heavy tasks like gaming and Chromecasting. Now the device never got too hot to hold, but the heating issues cannot be ignored. I just hope Google is working on solving them with an update. The Pixel XL ships with a 3450 mAh battery inside it, and it's indeed very good at conserving it. In fact, battery life is one of the strongest points of the Pixel XL. With heavy use, I could manage to keep the phone running till the end of the day without any worries. And even when I was feeling a bit nervous about the phone dying on me, I would just turn the battery saver on and things would get normal again. This phone consistently offered me around 5 hours of screen on time, which is incredible. Finally, it also supports fast charging, which is still not as fast as the OnePlus 3, but is pretty close. With the Pixel, Google really wanted to make a phone for those who usually spend their money on iPhones or the high-end Galaxy phones. And I won't say Google has succeeded in doing that. Water resistance, which most Android flagships these days offer, is absent here, whereas traits like a microSD card slot and dual SIM slots are also some things Android enthusiasts will miss. And it doesn't help that the design is, uninspiring. Therefore, people will be very reluctant to spend that kind of cash when there are other options available. But if you're ready to make those sacrifices for a good all-round phone with blazing fast performance, remarkable battery life, and one of the best, if not the best smartphone cameras ever, you can buy the Pixel XL with blindfolds on. As an experience in itself, the Pixel never ended up disappointing me. Its limitations only became visible when I started comparing it with other similarly priced phones, which is why it deserves 4 out of 5 stars.